The story at the beginning of today's devotion gives us a picture of love and trust. During World War II, a father and his son were running from a building that had been struck by a bomb. Seeking shelter as quickly as possible, the father jumped into a hole and held up his arms for his son to follow. Terrified, yet hearing his father's voice telling him to jump, the boy replied, "I cannot see you." To this, the father replied, "But I can see you. Jump!" The boy jumped because he trusted his father, he loved him, he believed in him, he trusted him, and he had confidence in him. Similarly, faith involves trusting God even when we do not have all the answers. Of course, trusting God does not guarantee a prosperous life. We must acknowledge that life is not always smooth sailing, as one of Job's friends said it would in Job 22:21. Submit to God and be at peace with Him. In this way, prosperity will come to you. It is not always smooth sailing. As we know, life is very uncertain. There are a lot of unknowns in it. While it is true that we need to submit to God and be at peace with Him, yet it does not always guarantee a life free of pain and suffering. Just looking at the life of the apostles and many other Christians around the world who suffered and died for their obedience and trust in Jesus is evident enough of this fact. In short, life is more complex than that. There was an article based on 25 years of ministry titled 5 of the Most Difficult Areas to Trust God, and they are: number 5, my career. Life is too short to do something you hate doing. Oftentimes we believe our career is about making much of us, climbing the ladder, making money, and getting recognized. However, if we are followers of Jesus, a career is not to make much of us, but to make much of Him. We do not just go to work, but rather we go to make a difference. Number 4, my kids. There is not a single parent who has not struggled with really trusting Jesus with the children, especially their future. As parents, we must trust that the one who has been with us every step of the way will be with our children as well. Number 3, my relationships. Nothing will cause doubt like a drought, and in relationships, many singles struggle to trust God, especially when one's age is advancing and pressure from family and friends increasing. Yet, whether single or married, when we make the tough, sometimes painful decision to put God first, He always leads us to a place way greater than we could have ever imagined. Number 2, my other life. Believing Jesus is not just about going to heaven. Otherwise, God would immediately take us there the moment we accept and believe in Jesus. Rather, it is about us becoming more like Jesus. So do not be tempted to compartmentalize our life, leaving a space that does not have Jesus in it. And number 1, top 1, is money, the most unsurrendered part of most people's lives. It is also one of the most out of control areas in people's lives. And until God is in control, things will be out of control. In the Bible, gold is used as a symbol of testing because of the process of purification it must go through. It demonstrates the need for diligence in the purification process. Gold was refined and tested by heating it and skimming off the dross over and over again until the reflection of the goldsmith could be seen in it. In the midst of his terrible suffering, Job trusted God would use it all for good and he would emerge purer and holier. Let this also be our prayer today, that we are willing to trust in God through thick and thin, knowing that God is faithful. May all of us continue to be one with God.